it, boys and girls, we're back with another video. If you haven't seen any of the previous videos on this Mark II Golf GTI, we've done inner arch repairs, sill repairs, some Raptor liner, blah blah blah. Yeah, bits and bobs. We're working our way through the car. I'd say we're probably about 50% of the way through the rust repairs, or the ones I know of. And yeah, we're just going to keep pushing forward, so we'll see what we get done this week. Hopefully we have a good week. So the first thing I want to tackle is just clean up some of this mess, because yeah, I've got stuff everywhere. Get some of this cleaned up. That's better. It's not amazing. Still got a pile of stuff down there, but it's better than it was. So if you remember last week, we got this all welded in and primered up. So what I want to start with this week is getting some filler on this, and yeah, it's making it look a little bit neater. And also on the other side, so we've already done this other side, I filled there, but when I welded, for those of you that saw the video where I put the fuel tank neck support in, when I welded that in, it cracked all my filler and bubbled it all up. So we've got that to make good as well, fill that and make it look good. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, eh? We'll get some of this filler mixed up. I'm nearly out, but I have bought some more. It came actually today. This filler actually got branded after myself. Big Boy. I thought it was Fat Boy. Oh dear. Not much left in there. We don't need a lot of catalyst for it. Onto the other side, and this is the new filler, said that with a filler, and it's yeah, seems a little bit more malleable, like it'll spread on a bit easier. That other stuff seems like it's going a bit hard. We shall see. Well, that looks awful. This stuff is cack. But just gonna have to leave it and then sand it off, see how it looks. But yeah, not happy with that. Yeah, so I am by no means a connoisseur of what products to use, but that stuff was literally like spreading dog crap on there. Just really awful to spread. It was cheap, but yeah, I think next time I'll go back to the same stuff as what I had, because that was alright. Whereas yeah, that's, I mean, I'm tight, so I'll use that up, but I won't be buying it again. We've got this side sanded back, and I've banged another skimmer filler on the top. It's not that far off really. And then this side, I sanded this back, and it didn't look too bad, so I've gone with some high build primer. But yeah, you can see there, here, I've just got it on a bit too thick, and it's run a bit. So, but look, it doesn't look terrible. Once that high build primer has dried off, I'll sand it back and see how it looks, and then we'll get the other side sanded off and get that in some high build primer as well. Came in tonight, gave the high build primer a spray with some carb cleaner, and yeah, it just basically whipped it all off, stripped it straight off, which isn't great. So rubbed the majority off, sanded it, and then put a little bit of filler in there, and then also sanded this back and put a little bit more filler in there. But yeah, that'll do for inside the arch for now. We'll progress on the outside of the car. Next repair on the list, we're gonna do this inner arch, but I've got to knot wheel all this back. I want to chop that a bit further in so that I'm not welding directly to the inner arch. You know, give myself a bit of a gap like we've got here. So we'll chop this a little bit higher and we'll get that made up, but again, it's going to need all knot wheeling in the top of here. So right, let's get to that. Plan of attack. Because the inner arch that I got doesn't perfectly follow the shape of the arch, I've chopped a section off. We've got it up in there, clamped in, and then what I'll do is I'll cut just a little bit above. I'll make a line, and then I'll follow the line, and I'll cut all the way round down to here, and whilst cutting this and cutting this, and then that means then I'll have my, you know, where I'm going to weld to, so it'll perfectly follow it. That's the plan anyway. It's very hard to film it in here, so I'm just going to do it off camera and then show you the results afterwards.
A few inches later.
Right, there we go, girls and guys. So we've got that chopped, and then you can see when I move it, it's nicely lined up. So once I'll get this top part welded in, and then we can hammer and dolly all this bottom part and get it to meet. But before we'll do that, we'll drill spot holes in here so that we're ready to weld the two together, and then we'll then do the other side. But we're going to do that tomorrow. Today's Friday. Where has the week gone this week? Not been that proactive this week. I've had my middle daughter's birthday, so happy birthday, Ava. Yeah, so we've not been in here as much as we'd like, but I say we're going to get up Saturday and Sunday morning and hopefully get a bit done. So, but for tonight, I'm done because it is cold in here, even with that heater on. See you tomorrow, chaps. She's a cold one this morning. I've managed to drag myself out of bed Saturday morning. It's 5 minutes to 9. Snow's been falling, so the kids are going to be buzzing. But yeah, we're going to spend a few hours in here this morning, maybe 2-3 hours, and see what we can get done this morning. So yeah, on a very cold Saturday morning, let's get to it. We're back into this arch, and we've got it all painted and rubbed back, ready to start welding in that part. And we've got that sat in here, just give it some well through primer, and she's on here drying out from this heater, which is lovely. We've got it cranked up. It is very cramped for space in here. So where you guys are is pretty much where I would have put my head. So yeah, makes it a little bit awkward, but I'll try and show you how we get this in. Can't even get my welding mask on, which isn't great, but real life problems. We need to get a first tack in and then we're away, aren't we? Right, that's the first tack. Tackaroonie. Tack number 2, incoming! Eyes closed. We've got that started, and then even though this is all sticking out way further in than the outer arch, we will be able to hammer it back down and get it to where we want it. I think what we need to do now, put more tacks in, get that secure. I need to adjust my welder as well. Yeah, so this panel didn't go perfect. The first mistake I made was I forgot to put the holes in for plug welding, and then the next mistake I made was I didn't get all the seam sealer off the inner part of the arch. So then when I was welding, it was, yeah, not welding great, but we got there eventually with it, well, until we ran out of wire. So annoyed with myself, I've run out of welding wire. I can't believe I've done that. I normally always keep a reel. As soon as I put a new one in, I order another one, but I obviously haven't because I can't find one anywhere. Yeah, that's really annoying. I'll get one ordered on Amazon, but chances are it won't be here till late on tomorrow. Yeah, how annoying, what an idiot. Oh well. Amazon Prime ordered, so that'll be here tomorrow, but that's probably going to be it for the welding for this video. But the show must go on, we've still got stuff to do. So inside, back in here, we have now got that all filled. We've got it in high build primer, and yeah, I am happy with that. That looks good to me. It'll just need a bit of green paint slinging on it. We've still got this side to sand back, but while the other side's in paint, I don't think I'll bother because obviously it's going to make a lot of dust. We've got that one side of the arch fixed in its place, so we'll make the rest of the inner arch to size. Obviously we can't weld it in, but at least it's more progress. And this time, I normally get a 1 kilo reel of weld wire. This time I've gone for a 5 kilo, which I have in the past, but I always just feel like they're a bit laggy because it's obviously a lot of weight for the machine to turn. So I feel like the 1 kilo ones tend to be a bit zippier, if that's the right word. Right, let's press on. So to give you guys a closer look at what it is we've just done. So that's all, so we've got it all sort of tacked in place, and we've got a few of these welds, these spot welds, plug welds done. And then now basically we've got this other half to put in. So we'll try and get that cut to shape and in. Progress update. Chopped out, primered, spot holes drilled out, and then the panel cut to size. It's probably going to mess my paint up putting this up here, but I'll give you a quick look. So, something like, yeah, so that'll go in there. I might actually just leave that there for now. But yeah, so that'll go in there. Yeah, it's come out all right. So we'll just wait on that welding wire. Yeah, we're done. That's it. We're going in. Have something nice for tea. It's dinner time at the minute, so we've had a few hours and yeah, got a little bit of progress done. We'll be back in the morning. See you tomorrow. Right, we've made it to Sunday morning, 10 o'clock, had a bit of a lay-in. First job, we're going to get this sanded back. I started this with a 240 grit sandpaper, and then I moved on to a 400, and then I think I finished with a 600, which seemed just the right amount to not show any scratches once I'd put that high build primer on. Got that sanded back. Yeah, I think that's decent. We'll put some high build primer on it and see how it looks. That's the first coat on. Gone on all right. We'll let that dry and I'll slowly build it up and do 6 or 7 coats. But while that first coat's drying, we'll move on to something else. So, because we can't do any welding, I think what we're going to do is get the knot wheel out and get all this knot wheeled back to decent metal. Obviously, we can't do anything with that just now, but we can make the rest of it look decent. That is a really sucky job out of the way. So we've knot wheeled all inside that inner arch. I'll give you guys a look. So that's it now. You can see the repair up there. Obviously, I can't do anything with this yet. So I'm just sort of knot wheeled up to that line, made everything good after that. And then we're gonna put some Hydrate 80 on there. We've got the heater blasting in there to try and heat all this up. Yeah, a bit noisy down there. We've got the heater blasting in there, trying to make it all nice and warm. I've got my Hydrate 80 here, otherwise known as rust converter. So I've got that warming up because I've been having issues with it, and I think it's just because it's so cold. So we're going to get in that arch all nice and warm, get that warm, get it painted on, see how it goes. Hopefully then it won't look where it looks like it's almost got rust patches coming through. If this fails, might be a case of waiting for the weather to warm up before we do it. Right, the heater's blasting, nothing for it but to do it. So that's painted inside there with the rust converter. Now this should go black. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced it's gonna. I'm gonna keep that. I've got this set up here, this little heater blowing into there. I just don't want it too warm, but we'll see. See how it goes. We also got this rear strut in the high build primer, so I'm happy with that. So, and then so the other side's all dried now. So both of them rear struts now are fully repaired. Just need painting. Yes, I think that's a good point to finish on this week. Until we get the welding wire, which will be later on today. There's not much more I can do. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And remember to hit that like button and give us a subscribe as well. We're slowly growing. I think I'm nearly at 200 subscribers yet, which is, yeah, seems a bit crazy to me, but obviously somebody must be enjoying what I'm doing. So yeah, cheers guys. Until next week, I'll see you later.